and they were going to win. So, for the first time in a long time, Fee Collier actually kind of cooked Angel Reese.
When Angel Reese hit the court, reality struck back with greater force. After just one preseason game, the Lynx gave her a chilly L that left her with frostbite. Defense rushed, shots clanked, and somewhere amid the confusion, Angel's self-assurance packed a bag. Was it nerves alone? Did the WNBA simply say, "Welcome, rookie. Now have a seat"? In any case, we can't stop watching, even though it's not the beginning she had in mind. What went wrong? Let's dissect it.
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met
In Chicago, it's officially panic time. Well, the future fan club at least has Angel Reese. Angel Reese may want to see whether her crown is still covered by warranty after 2 preseason games that resembled a clumsy high school tryout more than the start of a WNBA rookie season. Because Reese is merely attempting to find the rim without drawing a foul or giving Camila Cardoso a rebound. While Caitlin Clark is out here idly breaking ankles and draining logo threes as if it were a warm-up. Warning. Spoilers, she is losing both.
For instance, before a game or after a game or during practice, for real, you rarely ever hear from Angel Reese. And my question is why? Why don't you like to talk basketball, Angel? Is it because you miss so many layups, you're so bad?
Let us be brutally truthful. The simplest way to characterize Angel Reese's preseason performance is as generously disappointing. She shot 2 for 8 from the field and gave up a pitiful 10 points against the Lynx. Yes, 2 buckets in 25 minutes. That equates to 1 basket for 12.5 minutes spent on the court. If that rate keeps up, juice boxes should be distributed to encourage participation, since this is not the dominance. Fans were assured cool if you're a shooting guard, 3 rebounds. However, when you are the purported painter, it's awkward when your own teammate, who just arrived, outboards you because you're a bully.
We got to talk about Angel Reese missing out on these press conferences all the time. What is this really about? Here's a girl, right, who loves to be in everybody's face, loves to be on front center, right? Always on TikTok, always on Instagram, always on YouTube with her podcast, but never during press conferences before a game or after a game or during practice, for real. You rarely ever hear from Angel Reese. And my question is why? Why don't you like to talk basketball, Angel? Is it because you miss so many layups, you're so bad at basketball, for real?
Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, is experiencing something very different. She made her preseason debut with a bang, as if she believed it to be the finals, drilling threes, dropping dimes, and operating the court as if she were paying rent in a game that ended before Angel Reese could receive a 4th foul. Her team, the Indiana Fever, scored 108 points, while Reese was still figuring out how to blend in. Clark was planning the attack like an experienced veteran, off-ball decoy, and fervent supporter.
Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit, it is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course, it's still not appealing enough to generate profit, but I guess the WNBA is taking baby steps. I mean, what's one more year of multi-million-dollar losses? I thought Angel Reese was the star of stars, the icon of icons. That's what the mainstream media keeps telling me. Headline at Forbes from last month. How Angel Reese and Asia Wilson are leading the WNBA's growth.
However, the real kicker is this. Cardoso, Camila the other rookie in the sky, the one who isn't the main character that every 3 days, Reebok advertisements or appearances on podcast circuits Cardoso silently. She's slipping into that role ahead with ease and strength. 13 points, 9 rebounds, plus a ton of other stuff that makes me feel bored. Pardon me, Angel. The rebounds that were formerly Reese's main source of income are now being grabbed by her. However, Cardoso is now doing buying for groceries, preparing meals, and still having leftovers, and the check is stuck with Reese.
Angel Reese is smooth 6'3". And jump like that, grab him, rim, and dunk him. Let's be honest, that's bounce for a girl. That's bounce. Now, some of y'all are probably wondering why I said she could dunk. I mean, obviously, Shorty can't dunk now. We see the game, she barely get off the ground. She getting like an inch off the ground. Anyway, the reason for that is she had a big injury in her leg a long time ago. Now she has a metal rod in her leg.
Let's add this up. AS, if she's been doing this for years. Caitlin is sailing into the WNBA regular season, illuminating scoreboards and forcing defenders to consider their life decisions alternatively. Angel S having trouble figuring out how to shoot 25% from the field every time she touches the ball without the fans moaning. Now, as though Reese wasn't already sobering from the preseason, the league dared to wait for it. Schedule the Sky's season opener versus Caitlin Clark's obsession with Indiana. Yes, our showdown is on Saturday. Been anticipating it's a heavyweight fight, but one side has been using a punching bag for preparation, and the other has simply been punching air. The rivalry of the decade was meant to be Caitlin versus Angel.
And you wonder why you have the least amount of fans showing up in attendance at your games. That all has something to do with it. You're not relatable. You're not likable. People only hear from you when you showing half off, your body, or you're showing off what you're wearing, right? Trying to make a fashion statement. You're showing off your new weave. It's so unbelievable. You're showing off your new lashes, right? But you don't talk basketball never.
Not only is it awful, but it's starting to seem personal. Reese must be experiencing it. Picture yourself becoming excited as the future generations face, just to have your own comrades demonstrate what true paint dominance looks like. Reese used to indulge in such well-chosen layups during her undergraduate years, but Cardoso is treating them as though they were buffet samples. However, this is no longer LSU, and participation medals are not given out by the WNBA to Cardoso's efficiency. Positioning and hustle are evident. I have the basics, but you may have the followers. You can be sure that Reese is aware of it. She is witnessing Caitlin Clark emerge as the most talked about player in the league. Player for the night, she is witnessing Cardoso transform into the internal anchor of the Sky. She's caught in the midst, too.
According to Forbes, Angel Reese is arguably the biggest star in the WNBA because she has more social media followers than everyone else. But like I say all the time, popularity on social media, that does not equate to the main.
Not to mention what occurs when Caitlin begins using one-legged fadeaways to destroy the Sky defense while Reese is being benched after receiving 2 minor infractions in the first 5 minutes. The ingredients are all there for Saturday's contest. Of a reality check, Angel Reese enters this game with a chip on her shoulder, and Caitlin Clark is about to put on a clinic. Bear the weight of a news conference, not the healthy sort of chip. Either that in other words, I'm overcompensating because things aren't going as planned. That IT nearly sounds lyrical. The rivalry was based on magazine covers, collegiate buzz, as well as Instagram tales. However, in professional sports, decisions are made regarding pick and roll shifts, court spacing. Additionally, you should actually make your shots. Caitlin's transformation has been as fluid as a piano that has been practiced.
Folks, the Chicago Sky Game 1 of the preseason was underway last night. Angel Reese looked pretty good, but we're going to get into that momentarily. On the negative side, Angel Reese fans, LSU fans, all of you who tell us, oh my God, what a big superstar.
One must wonder what the squad is contemplating at the moment. Yes, it's likely that the marketing team is still sharing glamorous photos of Reese. In addition to Sky Blue, the coaching staff, it sounds like they're having a lot of late-night meetings about the starting lineup. For example, on Saturday, Reese needs a miracle. She must appear and remind everyone knows why she was the most well-known figure in women's collegiate basketball the previous season. However, if her preseason performance is any guide, she might be completely humiliated by Caitlin Clark, not simply outplayed, because the one thing Clark has consistency, something Reese lacks at the moment. Every night, Caitlin delivers it. She adds drama, angeled a couple missed layups, and if Cardoso is feeling giving, perhaps a few rebounds. This is no longer the preseason.
Coming season, can we know how you felt about your play out there? You're 2 for 8. Can we know how you feel about your new role, supposedly being a point forward? Ain't no damn point forward. A point forward is a person that actually create shots for others, easy buckets for others. That's what a point guard. Caitlin Clark don't just pass the ball down to Leah Boston and she turn around and make a layup and get an assist. She don't just get those kind of assists where she really didn't have nothing to do with getting Camila Cardoso or one of her players an easy basket. She not getting nobody no easy baskets. It's all off the execution of the play. Whether somebody cut back door and she make a good pass. She can make good passes, but a point forward is somebody who actually orchestrates the offense.
Wait until the opening tip if you thought Angel Reese's script couldn't get any messier. Saturday, because this is an audition, not just a game, not for a shoe sale, not for influence on Instagram, but for true legitimacy in court. Reese is currently entering that audition with 2 flat notes, a malfunctioning microphone, and a performer who has just realized that the spotlight burns when you haven't practiced before she has ever participated in a real game. Caitlin Clark is essentially the WNBA's main event, with good reason. Her basketball IQ is off the charts. She enters arenas as if she owns the lease. She dies missiles with precise guidance, her choice of shots well-planned mayhem that nevertheless always manages to work.
So I think it's time to finally, end the argument. End the argument that there is any sort of other needle mover that is even remotely close to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. And again, the reason why we've got Hailey Van Lith up is because it was Hailey Van Lith's return as well as Angel Reese's return. Angel was not the only person. They had 2 players returning. However, right now in Carver, there are no tickets left for under $200.
Let's now discuss body language. In a flash, Reese's in-game persona has transformed from a self-assured queen to a bewildered mall walker. Halfway through the second quarter, she's giving teammates the side eye, appearing worn out and basically acting like someone who, against their choice, was forced into a pickup game. All the while, Cardoso is out here idly catching rebounds, like making setbacks seem like layup drills is her birthright. When fans are already discussing rotational, something is wrong. Changes, and the WNBA season isn't even underway yet. The Presso, they're circling like sharks at a banquet that serves everything. When Angel Reese misses his first free shot on Saturday, it will be devastating, and Sky Coach may start rather than the mascot. You understand the premise, albeit it may not be that dramatic. This is the issue of being a professional.